welcome to WRPB and WRPB Studios. So, in this world, there are things that you enjoy doing and things that you don't enjoy doing or pretty much hate doing. And that's why there are professionals who do it for you so that you don't get frustrated like I would. And what it costs to do sometimes is less than if you decided to do it yourself. With me is Dennis Walsh, right?
Yes,
Florida's cleanest windows.
that's right.
And you do what most people don't like to do,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
So, like, if you have a cleaning person, they usually come and say, "Yeah, I'll sweep, I'll vacuum, I'll do laundry, but I don't do windows." That's always I don't do windows. How long you been doing it?
I'm on my fourth year.
Okay, out of all the jobs that you could do in this world, why did you pick that?
Out of all the jobs that I could do, I picked this because you could see all of the opportunity throughout the city.
Right. I mean, I get that. This, I think every building that you look at is going to have windows.
Right?
Okay. Do you do more commercial, more residential?
So we do mostly commercial with a lot of residential too. It's mostly commercial.
Okay, so I look at it as because we live here in Florida, and we on the Treasure Coast, and I look at it as pretty much not that dangerous job. But there are big buildings. Do you do those too?
No, we don't do big buildings.
Okay,
Not yet.
okay. So you do. I'm sure there's a lot of two-story buildings that you do.
Two-story buildings
Is
is
that the
probably the
highest you go?
most. Yeah.
I guess it's dangerous. I mean, climbing up on a ladder is dangerous, and the I don't know the chemicals you use, but I guess it's some form of soapiness, right?
That's right.
And that's probably slippery.
It is slippery. Yeah.
Okay, and you're on a ladder 2 floors up. It could be a little scary and dangerous.
Yes.
I guess if you're doing a business, I'm gonna guess that the business owner or someone needs to be there so you can do the inside and out.
Yes. We
Okay,
do inside and outside.
because I remember when I took this space 10 years ago. I remember there was a guy doing the windows here, and he said, "No, you don't have to be there." But all he would do is the outside,
Mm.
and that like didn't work because the inside gets dirty too. How often should someone be doing their windows? Like your clients, how often do you go there?
So for the commercial clients, everybody's pretty much at once a month or bi-weekly.
Okay, like you came in here, so you saw the windows. We have these little panes. I don't know if it's one big pane with the dividers or little panes. Is it more difficult to do? I would think to do the little panes that are broken up than it is to do one big open shot.
Yes, absolutely. Every time I have to lift the squeegee off the glass and
Right.
move to another pane, it's
And I mean, and again, I don't really. When I was a kid, my dad once a year would make us do the windows, and we did them with water and vinegar and newspaper.
yeah.
That's how we did it. Now it's become a little different today. Not in detail, but like what kind of substances? What do you use to do windows? Because some can get like really dirty, and the stuff don't might not come off. What do you use to get that stuff off?
So we use some commercial soaps
Right.
and we have a like a scrubber, it's like a mop. So we're basically scrubbing the windows down, removing any dirt or whatever basically comes off. And then if there's something that doesn't come off the window, let's say there's like overspray from when they painted or
Right.
maybe like glues, then we have other ways that we get those off.
Okay. So I call you up and say, "Hey, I have a business. It's one floor. It's got let's see, 9, 18, 18 small panes of windows, like you see up front. And I don't want to know a price, but how do you figure your billing? By the amount of windows, or do you figure from experience how long you know it will take you? I mean, how do you kind of figure your billing?
So it is based off of every piece of glass. So we do by like small, regular, and large size windows, and then if it has the individual panes and they're the little cubes, then that's an upcharge as well.
I'll break my window and have them put one solid paint
There you
in.
go.
Save the money.
Yeah, it saves money like that.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, like you saw when you came in, we have like these 9 or 12 small panes, and I hate them because they're. I can understand an upcharge because they're a pain to do. Okay, um, one is every time you do a squeegee, you have to clean it, and I guess there's. I don't want. I'm gonna guess there's some sort of science to doing the windows. I mean, it's not just hey, squeegee, water, spray, and then because I'm gonna think just common sense would tell me that you want to do the top ones first and work your way down, because then the stuff goes down. But what I see a lot of times is that people do the windows, and then the dirt they squeegee down and it goes on the ground. Okay, how does one stop that? I mean, do you wipe down when you're done what you've done to keep the ground and whatever clean?
So absolutely, depending on the situation where of the window, a lot of times we're actually catching the water with the mop as we squeegee,
Oh, that
so
makes
that
sense.
it's less cleanup and it makes it a lot quicker too.
Yeah, because when you look at the panes here, and I've been here 10 years, even the panes have what I consider, when the windows were clean, all that dirt ended up on the pane, and it kind of almost embedded itself in the strips that divide the windows. And I tried to get it that clean, and it's really not easy. And that's why I say, if you use a professional, it's going to get done right. And if you don't use a professional, it's going to end up costing you 5 times more in money and 10 times more in frustration. And that's an issue. So I guess there's an upcharge if you're going to do a second floor.
Yes, absolutely. The price goes up for
Okay,
sure.
because you have to bring a ladder
Ladder,
and safety.
risk. Yeah.
Right. You're doing it about 4 years. Have you ever fallen? Thank
No.
God.
No, I haven't fallen. A couple weeks ago it was really really windy though. I don't know what, we had a lot of wind and I know that's
Yeah, I mean,
can really freeze you up.
I had a roofer on yesterday, and it's like that's a dangerous job. Anywhere where you have to go up on a ladder is dangerous. Anywhere you have to go on a ladder on a roof, that's dangerous too. So we were talking, and we were talking about solar panels that they work around and skylights. Well, do you clean them too?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Okay, because I think that a non-clean solar panel is not going to generate what they would need to generate, and it's glass, right? The top of a solar panel is glass. So you have them. So you have to get up on a roof on occasion.
Yeah,
So,
unfortunately, yeah.
well, there's a million safer jobs that you can do. And I guess you're affected also by rain. So if
Rain.
you book a job and it's pouring rain, you're going to cancel that job, or they're going to cancel that job.
I don't want to cancel it, but if it is really bad rain, then yeah, I'm gonna
I
probably
mean,
cancel it.
you clean a window and it's going to rain anyway because we live in Florida. So you got to know if you're having someone come out to clean your window, it's going to rain. It might not rain that day, but the next day or the following day, it's going to rain. I think that that's an issue because I almost don't like taking my car to a car wash because I know that as soon as I take it to the car wash, it's going to rain. And I dread that. The windows now that are like a lot of the windows that you see around, like mine, are tinted. Does that take extra care when you're cleaning?
Yes, yes, you have to be careful about what products you're using on tinted windows, like ammonia. If you some products contain ammonia, and that'll damage the tint. So if you don't know what you're doing, you could do a lot of damage.
To the tint.
Yeah.
And again, I know because as I do things in my life, and my life's been like a million years old because I'm older than dirt, I realized that I had the windows tinted here, the front windows, and didn't know it's a ceramic tint, and that actually pulls the sun and then reflects it back. And what happened is the panes of glass are so old and thin that two of the panes cracked.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I think that you know, when you do anything, you should do some research, and you should always, again, use a professional. What do you see in the future for your company? I mean, you expect to grow? Are you going to have a franchise? I mean, those things are things that. So what I say is that if you are an entrepreneur, you got to be a little crazy. And if you're an entrepreneur with a brick and mortar, you're even more crazy. And if you're an entrepreneur with a restaurant, you're totally crazy. Okay, that's not even business; that's a lifestyle. But there are things that you have to deal with as an entrepreneur. So you have chemicals that you have to buy. Over the time, has that changed what you use? Because technology here changes. Has the chemicals and stuff that you use changed since you started?
Just a lot of different experimenting for what works the best, what's gonna make the window the shiniest and, be the easiest to clean the window, make it look nice. Just a lot of experimenting, but the products, they've pretty much been around.
Do you see any changes in the future?
I really don't see any changes in the future.
Okay, so basically, where you are now and what people have to deal with is what they're going to have to deal with moving forward from year to year. We're getting to the top of our time. How do people find you? Do you have a website?
We have a website.
Which is?
It's www.floridascleanestwindows.com.
And you have a phone number?
And the phone number to reach us is 772-267-2075.
You have hours that you work? I mean, or do you work when you get calls?
We are completely booked
Okay, but
all day, every day.
really?
Yeah,
So-
I try not to work on the weekends,
Right.
but I still do.
Well, that comes with being an entrepreneur. Okay, someone's got to do it. It's got to get done.
Yeah.
So I get that, but I mean, like, if someone calls you and says, "Hey, my store is busy all day. Can you come at 7 o'clock at night?" Will you make that appointment? If
Well, at night, might be, I'd probably try to go during the day.
right,
But if somebody really needs it, they call. I try to go out there before I get on the route, and give them like a really early quote right when the sun starts shining and
right.
then head out on the route.
Oh, and the reason I say that is because here, if I wanted my windows done, we're filming, and we're inside. So getting these windows done inside is difficult because we have people coming in and out from here. So I would say, hey, you know what? We're here until 6 filming. I need you to either come at 8:30 or 8 o'clock before we start, or after 5 or after 6. Will you make those accommodations for clients if you have the time?
Yes. Yes, I love to, especially like if the job really needs to be done, and I see the condition of the windows and I see, they really want it done. I get excited, I want to get out there and get it done for them and make it shine.
Cool. Everybody, I said it a million times, I'll say it again. If you don't use a professional, it's going to cost you 5 times more in money, usually, and 10 times more in aggravation. And the situation for me has always been, it might take me an hour to do those windows. That hour is more value to me than it would be to you that can get it done in half hour. So that time I could be with my family, or I could be doing what I do to make my own money. And spreading the money around makes the economy work better. With that, Dennis, thank you for coming on. Everybody, use a professional. We'll be right back.